One.
Yo, you already know what it is, man. Another Thursday session with Shell. It's your man, Uncle Shell.
And it's your boy, Fly Ty.
And we are back again, man. This is a special one.
Special session.
Special session, man. For those people that, I felt like I said session. But for those people that really tap into this particular show, this particular culture, we talking Game of Thrones, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But first things first, we're going to get into some things. We're going to get into our regular move and then a couple of shout outs to some topics we're going to get into. But first things first, how was your day, my boy Flat Tie?
The day was good, man. Day was full of daddy duties and stuff, you know, regular degular.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
You know, not even, I didn't want to say regular degular. It was a beautiful day, my nigga. Like, I ain't even waking up, getting to it. Man, I just covered all the ranges of what a day could have. It was some irritation. It was some motivation. Yeah, it was mad ranges of emotion. But like I said, most of all, I'm thankful just to have another one for real.
That's dope.
They was good though. My little shout out Tata and the AU Falcons, man. My little niggas they won their scrimmage.
Shout out Tata, man.
Went to a basketball game too.
Yes,
my youngin' lost a game, but
it's all good. Win some, we lose some. Shout out to the boy Ali, King Ali.
Yeah, nigga be boss.
Understand? That's my man, little hooper right there.
How about you, my dog?
They was good, man. The same range of emotions, right? It's a lot of different changes going on. It's still corporate grind out here.
The corporate grind.
We transitioning though, you know what I'm saying? So just a lot of different changes, bigger and better. That's all we can do, right? That's all we here to do. Only one way to grow too, you know what I mean? So everything's good though. Kids good, fam good. Really can't complain, man. You know what I'm saying?
That.
Real talk.
So what's so special about today's episode, nigga?
Man, let's get right into it. Why not, right? Game of Thrones, GOT. If you've been there, if you know, you know.
Yeah, shout out to all the Game of Thronians out there.
Shout out to y'all, man. Listen, we'll talk families, we'll talk characters, we'll talk dragons. We're going to get into it.
Sound like a deep dive.
Yeah, we definitely doing a deep dive. Why not? It's funny. Some of the topics I did want to hop real quick. Crazy with the Sonya Massey situation.
Shout out to Sonya Massey and your family.
For sure.
Condolences for sure.
Crazy Donald Trump situation.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're gonna dissect that, in this next episode. Y'all make sure y'all tune in. But this one right here, this is for our Game of Thrones fans. You understand? Because House of Dragons just wrapped. We got
a great one.
Great finale. We got some things coming up. So I don't know where you want to start with this, man. This is now. I'll say this. All right. Out of us two, I gotta honestly say I know I brought this to my young brother,
and
and at that particular time
it with open arms.
It was like, and then he turned into
the
historian.
Right. So that's
Game of Thrones.
That's a good place to start. Then we could start from initial reaction to Game of Thrones, and then we'll get straight into House of Dragons. We'll do a quick. What do you feel about Game of Thrones? The series, the 8 seasons prior, and then we'll get into one.
Okay. Well, I mean, if I could go first, I guess when it comes to the reactions of things, episode. Let me just say the trailers when they were preparing this show for HBO. Shout out HBO. I think we knew what we were getting into, but we didn't.
No, definitely.
Right? There's no way you knew what was to come with this show. But it definitely was different from everything else. And that's what I know drug me into it immediately. Right? But when that first episode dropped, man, like literally after the credits, I knew what time it was for the rest of my remainder of my lifespan with this show. I knew I was hooked, man.
Right. And so there's a little difference between our experience with Game of Thrones because Shell got on early watching the drops season by season, and I got on a little later.
Yeah, not too far though, but yeah.
No, I think I'm trying to think where exactly I jumped on. I think I jumped on at like season 6. I think is where I caught.
I think so too. I was gonna say 5. That's funny you said that. I was gonna say 5.
It might be 5 because I remember
because we talked about 5 a lot.
And I remember coming over to your crib and watching an episode, and then after that, seeing how
it was put together,
how dove in y'all, or it's like it was only right that I had to catch up. You know what I mean?
Right. It was it's a different. I don't want to say you got to be into it to watch the show. I think you just got to have open mind, man, because some people, I don't like dragons, right? I don't really do the medieval thing. I get that.
The dragons threw a lot of people off.
I get it. It's actually a bonus of the show, really. I mean,
mysticism of it, because the Red Witch kind of threw people off.
Right, so you got Red. I mean, let's dial back for a second. I know you guys remember the Merlins of our days, right? And King Arthur. You know, like we got to remember, we've been growing up with wizards and medieval stuff forever. So now that they actually bring it to where it's some realistic things,
they definitely did a good job of it not being like, you know, niggas shooting fireballs out,
right? Real goofy and real like wizardy, right? It wasn't that at all, but it definitely excited you when people started getting into that, because you were like, oh, okay, I forgot about that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, because you're so busy understanding what this family does, how they betrayed this family and done these other things, and then you start realizing, oh my God, there's witches. You know what I'm saying? There's people. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but there's people coming back to life. You know what I mean? There's dragons. It is barbarians. Like it was like that.
It's a good show for anybody who's not. Who doesn't know what Game of Thrones is and doesn't know what it's about. It's a medieval style show about, you know, like medieval. What is it called? The Seven Kingdoms of. It's random.
I think medieval is the best.
It's fantasy, but it's set in a medieval time.
That's what
period,
it is.
You know?
Let's be real.
So there's kings and
that's what it would be classified under, is fantasy
and wars, and then you know. But it is a very good show. It's even though
it qualifies as period piece, though.
Yeah, you know, people get a lot like caught up in the dragons and the magic and stuff. But what it does is it gives you a good perception of what time was like prior to the
everything
time
we got right now.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's everything you see in a reality TV show of like scandal and lie. You know, it's a great show, well put together. Shout out HBO, shout out Game of Thrones.
For sure. Shout out the whole team. Crazy.
If you haven't watched it, it's worth a watch.
It's amazing. It's amazing. That's why I said we're not gonna do too much into the spoilers, but we definitely gonna just hit some of the questions that we've had for each other about the show. I think the timing is great, especially with House of Dragons wrapping up, right? So let's go here. What family can you associate with the best?
Oh, you already know. So we'll say after I watched Game of Thrones, the full 8 seasons, before seeing the House of the Dragon, I probably would have chose to be a Lannister. Honestly, you know, for one, red my favorite color. Number 2, all them niggas was player, and if they won't player, they were hella sinister, but
extremely sinister, bro.
Were still of good stock. You know, it's the Lannisters was.
Lannisters always pay their debts.
Lannisters always pay their
I can respect Lannister.
Well educated.
I would stay away from all Lannisters. We could drink together. We could chop it up. But when I say it's time to go,
I'm coming through with the bag, bro.
Time to go,
I got the section. You ain't got to worry. You hanging out with me? I got the section.
That's a fact. But I don't know your ulterior motive around having that section. Around who's about to come in this club,
right?
And who we politicking with. Because that's how far Lannisters are thinking ahead.
Because as soon as I say too much in there, because them niggas had a bunch of bullshit. Just say too much, and then I gotta look at you. You know what time it is. You know you getting. You getting
off.
You getting your throat
easily, and I'm exiting. And as a Lannister, I'm exiting the back door smoothly.
Not giving 2 fucks.
Not horses outside ready.
Right.
You understand? So that's Lannister ways.
So yeah, like I said, seeing Game of Thrones first, I probably would have chose that. But after understanding the true, true lineage,
let's go. This one I want to hear.
House of the Dragon, I think we would both be sitting in the House of Valerian for sure. For sure, I think we're Valerian.
For sure. Well, what's funny is now having the history of House of Dragon here, it's definitely Valerian. Yeah, right. Sure. Prior to that,
hey, look, you look like Lord Corlys, like a motherfucker,
man,
bro.
Come on.
You
come on. That's a lot of pressure.
You look like Adam of Hole, bro.
Come on, Adam of Hole.
You look like
riding Sea Smoke out here. Shout out Sea Smoke,
that's
man. The Stark family is one family I would want to make sure I'm aligned with at all times, bro. And I'm talking now Stark family. Like, regardless of what occurred, again, watch the show because we not spoiling nothing. You know what I'm saying? I want you to watch the show. But that's a solid, foundation right there.
Foundation, for sure.
I think regardless of everything they've been through, bro, matter of fact, if you add everything they've been through, they deserve to be separated, bro. Like, it's too much that went on for them to get back together.
Yeah. I think morally,
in the way they did.
Like, morally, I align more with the Stark.
Indeed.
It's like the ego side is just the Lannister just look like.
I guarantee
they just look cooler, like the cooler.
There are Starks that wish they were Lannisters,
for sure.
There's no doubt in my mind when I was watching episodes, they were envious. Right. Of the Lannisters in a lot of ways.
They had the bag.
And they had backbone too. There wasn't no punks in the Lannister family.
Not at all.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Not at all.
Especially with Jaime being at the helm as a knight, being the Kingslayer.
Nigga lost his arm and
come on, man. Still getting busy.
Fucking everybody
Come on, man. Come on. And then still bagged the tall knight lady. Shout out to her too, man. I don't know her name, that was crazy. I saw it coming though, because they had that relationship.
Yeah, that was funny.
And they had to go on that journey together, so.
As you can see, Game of Thrones is so many different levels to it.
Crazy.
It's a great show, and it's
amazing.
Something like that you can compare it to, like just having an elaborate world created for you to explore. Is like Harry Potter.
Man,
we
can go there. We can go there.
The elaborate world that J.K. Rowling created in Harry Potter. It gave fans the ability to like live there, and then to elaborate on the world. It's so creative, and it's so
it's in depth. You know what I mean?
That you can literally create a story within that world forever, and
that's what they plan on doing. I feel like was it J.R. Tolkien? Is that I can't think of that.
That's Lord of the Rings.
Ooh, that is Lord of the Rings.
J.K. Rowling is
J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Shout out to both of y'all, actually.
For sure, because that's another good comparison to the world that it created.
Yeah. So I think if you really look at Game of Thrones, right, it gives you dynamics of like the world we live in like right now.
You know what I'm saying?
And very openly too, right? When it comes to greed, when it comes to loyalty, when it comes to betrayal, when it comes to fighting,
when it comes to gossip.
Oh my God! And how far that could go along.
When it comes to
and what it could do.
Propaganda.
All of it, bro. All of it. Amazing show.
For sure.
Favorite character.
So we're gonna go. Since we're doing a House of Dragons review, honestly, should I still give my Game of Thrones favorite character?
I think you can use all of it. Okay. You can use all of it now, right?
Favorite Game of Thrones character by far is
because House of Dragons technically is still Game of Thrones. It's just a sub. You know what I mean?
Tyrion Lannister is by far my favorite character.
Why? I knew that.
Yeah, Tyrion Lannister.
That's a fire pick.
By far.
That's a fire pick.
Yeah, he's my favorite character.
He's worth that
by far. I think my second favorite character in
Well, no, explain a little why.
Tyrion his wit, his knowledge is It just outweighed all of the other options.
He had a lot of resilience. A lot of resilience in that one right there.
So Tyrion he's an imp. He's a midget born to the most wealthy family.
Craziest.
And in this time period that we're reflecting on, it's like the money was the power. The king is the king, but Tywin Lannister was his father, which was the richest man in the Seven Kingdoms. So ultimately, he had the armies, the food, the ships. They had everything because they had the money. So
everything, bro.
And Tyrion, he really overcame like some crazy odds. He used his wit, his smarts, his knowledge, and it was dope to me.
That's fire. That's fire.
And little man worked it out.
He had. He made every moment work for him. Even when he was in like the worst moments, bro. I really I respected that. I like that they even kept his character around.
Yeah, shout out to all the little niggas out there making shit shake, man. Now, who's your favorite character of Game of Thrones?
Man, it's crazy. After shout out to my oldest son getting into it now and finishing it in 2 weeks. Jesus, I mean, he really
eight seasons in 2 weeks is crazy.
It's crazy, bro. So even after a rewatch, I think for me, I don't want to be cliche and pick Jon Snow, right?
It's easy to,
but it's an easy pick.
It's an easy pick.
So the other pick, but I still think it's an easy pick, is Arya.
Yeah, our second would definitely be the same. Arya,
right?
Definitely.
I mean, her story is crazy, bro.
Yeah, Arya's fire.
She poked up the little boy when she was young with the needle, bro. You remember that?
Yeah, fire.
Like, she got a body young.
Flower. And fuck Joffrey up.
And fuck Joffrey up off the strength. So I liked Arya. She was battling a lot, even just within the family, just trying to find her place in it all.
Yeah.
And a lot of people took leaps of faith for her too, that I really liked, because that stood to character, right? Because even now, think about it now, when you walk through life and you're like, why did this person help me out?
She won everybody over without changing the essence of herself.
Just being her.
Yeah, and the good thing with Arya's story too is that, you know, there's room for elaboration on Arya's story. So, spoiler alert.
Ooh, let's go with the spin-offs, HBO.
If you haven't watched the 8 seasons, you know, Arya leaves to go out east and live her life.
Yes.
And she was a young actress in the show.
Yeah.
And I think there leaves so much room for elaboration.
They gotta get to it though before she get old. It's gonna look crazy. I need them to tighten up.
But she's one of those like
HBO
child looking.
Man, I swear.
Stars too.
Let me tell you something. I swear I've seen the actress in another movie not too long after that.
She's like a bounty hunter or something. She looked young.
It stretched.
She looked good enough to be Arya.
She got a little older, and I was like, oh.
She looked good enough to be Arya on that boat.
I would love for them to pick it up and say she is older, and they actually say it's been like years. You know, she's really been out here.
Yeah,
like
she'll be on her many face guy shit for.
Oh man, come on, shout out to the
I think she'll be hella wealthy.
Indeed.
And there'll be some way to tie her back because she's a Stark. So
indeed,
she has such strong family ties that she has to come back. And Brandon is the king. The king.
Yeah, 3-Eyed Raven.
Exactly.
Listen, spoilers are dropping, so y'all need to watch. This show is old. All right,
so
let me just go ahead and put that out there.
Ain't nobody mad about
this is good. Let's get to that. All right, this old show. Tighten up. Get on the show. If you ain't on the show, I don't know why.
And this is just getting you well versed for the House of the Dragon. You have 2 whole seasons.
21, 22 Emmys. It's crazy.
Shout out to HBO. Y'all want to partner up with us for spreading the word?
We are all for it.
We're all for it.
Trust me.
Shout out to 99.2, man, the unofficial sponsor of the Sesame Show podcast.
We'll put on the whole Valerian, get up, whatever. Listen, I'm with it, man.
We got to do that for the next show.
I'm with that.
Game of Thrones birthday party.
I'm with that, actually.
I'm thinking about doing
a talking about that Bridgerton joint.
Bridgerton, yeah. I'm thinking about
I go for it. That
Game of Thrones would be kind of crazy.
It's crazy. We'd have to listen. Tune in. We'll have some.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
We'll have some.
All right, so let's get into House of Dragon then.
All right, let's get it. Well, let's go. Yeah, go ahead.
Let's do same question. We'll do the House of Dragon. So there's 2
characters
seasons
and all that. Okay.
Favorite character so far. So I think it's a little more difficult to pick a favorite character in House of Dragon so far because it's just different from Game of Thrones. So in the first season of House of the Dragon,
I think
there was like 25 years that may have gone past in the first season. So it's kind of like, I don't want to say rushed, but it's just it covers so much more time. And then the second season literally covers a year. Right. So it's hard to gauge, but I definitely have a favorite character.
I got a favorite too. Go ahead. Go. You want?
Yeah, I want to hear yours first.
You want mine first? All right. So I think Rhaenys, the queen.
Rhaenyra.
Yeah. Yes. I respect her struggle with decisions. You know what I'm saying? And trying to find herself and finding loyalty and finding the family back. Right? She's trying to understand, okay, you know what, dog? We've been out here trying to pair people with these dragons when we ain't just allowing these dragons to just choose
which is definitely
the people that still are out here.
Which was definitely a hard choice for her to do, especially with being a dragon rider.
Come on, it's been a lot with Daemon. It's been a lot with Aegon. She's been really handling her business ever since she was a youngster, and it got passed down to her. So she's gained. Honestly, she wasn't before. I'm gonna keep it real. Daemon was, because I can always respect the villain in the situation, but Rhaenys got it, man.
Okay.
I respect it because for real, I think it's the same respect I give Daenerys at a certain time.
So I think Rhaenyra is definitely one of the best characters when it comes to character development. Tough, her journey through the 2 seasons have been.
She only got to walk around with the confidence she got.
I think Daemon is my favorite character though.
Okay.
So Daemon didn't start off as my favorite.
Young Thanos. So
he didn't start off as my favorite character because of his sadistic
he was crazy,
behavior. But I think his plight, is like being the most equipped and prepared to be the king, right?
The story, man.
And then it's like doing everything to reach this height and for it never to be given to you, but you want it more than anything in the world.
Indeed.
To watch him go through it up there, I think was dope.
Oh, it was amazing.
And then to see how his brother Jacaerys, is Viserys. He the way he counsels him through it,
right?
Being that it was kind of forced upon him that he didn't want it,
right?
But he knew it would be terribly irresponsible of him to allow his brother.
The ghost of him.
Yeah, for sure. The way they brought him back, but he understood how irresponsible would be to allow Daemon to get it because he just wasn't
who Daemon was.
Yeah, because of who Daemon was.
Right.
And
I love the vision. All right, sorry for the spoil.
Yeah, we won't spoil House of Dragons.
Listen, we ain't gonna spoil it for you. But all I know is
it's worth the watch.
I love that he's gained an understanding
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And he's a strong enough character. I would have hated for him to crashed out.
And I thought he was.
You know,
I thought he was going third party that shit.
Yeah, man. I really would have. Yeah, exactly.
We wildin'.
But it is what it is. Y'all need to get on it.
This is a deep dive into the House of the Dragon. We're big fans.
Exactly.
So hopefully our energy for the show can inspire you guys to really take a dive in it or take a try and watch it.
Man.
It's a good show. Shout out HBO. Shout out the House of the Dragon.
Indeed, man.
Definitely worth the watch.
So let's talk about this real quick because I know we sticking to our time. So let's talk about this Jon Snow spinoff. How do you feel about it?
I think it's definitely intriguing to think of, but I think I just read something where the actual actor who played Jon Snow is
Kit Harington
is in a big beef with the producers of the show.
Why?
It
was funny because he got kicked out, not kicked out. It was a video that went on where he was crying over the last season.
I saw a Twitter post or something that said that he wouldn't watch. He wasn't watching.
Yeah, it was something like that happened last time, bro. Yeah,
or something like that.
I mean, he got a lot. I'll tell you this much: the reason why I do feel like there may be a little bit of struggle because he got a lot that's about to go on with Marvel. I'll tell you that much. He's like a big character coming up, and that could play a part.
And I'm trying to think because in Marvel he was the girlfriend of. He was the boyfriend of.
Damn, you remember some shit too. You watched the Eternals.
He was in the Eternals for sure.
Yeah,
oh, is that where
good
he was?
Shit.
Okay.
But you caught it.
But there's that.
He's the boyfriend of one of them Eternals. So I'm gonna tell you the tie-in on this, right? If you remember at the end, he walks up to a sword and the sword was talking.
I don't remember.
Okay, so it was at the end. It was I think it might have been even a post credit.
Okay.
Right.
But I'll be walking off though.
Come on, you gotta go. Come on, it's Marvel. That's what they known for. You gotta get into the post credit, right? There was a post credit for Bad Boys. Just to throw that out there.
Did I watch? It was
actually kind of fire.
I watched the canned version of Bad Boys. So
shout out Bad Boys.
I did watch the better version, but I might not have stuck around.
Yeah, check it out. It was a good, dope little post credit. Martin. Yeah, it was dope. But what I am gonna say is it's a joint called The Black Knight that's coming out I think in a little while. I think it might hold on to it for a while. It's connected to Blade, so that's why the whole Blade thing is coming back around now, right?
Charles Wesley.
And
one of my favorites.
Exactly. Shout out to you because you deserve to be in that Deadpool Wolverine that's just dropped. And I'm so glad they did that. They might have tricked us because be real, you tricked me. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, y'all tricked me. I was causing a fuss, my nigga. I'm like, if y'all gonna have Blade in the movie, why is Wesley not in this?
Right.
The nigga's in shape, better than anybody that's even out right now. All these Marvel guys gotta get in shape. He been in shape since
whooping ass.
Come on, so
shout out Wesley.
Shout out Wesley.
Black don't crack, nigga.
Come on, man. He's one of the best examples of that for us. But what I was gonna say is also that sword is connected to Love and Thunder. So he's a big part that's coming.
Shout out to you and your knowledge of the Marvel universe.
Shout out to my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Because she definitely got me well connected and did not let me lose that part of our connection.
She's definitely not playing with that Marvel
universe at all. And reminds me of how much I need to tighten up on it. So again, Game of Thrones. Jon Snow. We need the spinoff.
Yeah, for
we
sure.
need the John spinoff. We need the Arya spinoff.
We need Arya.
I'm actually mad that I haven't even seen any fan-made Arya spinoff posters. It's like nobody's even interested.
I've seen people elaborate on Reddit about what the storyline could look like. I've seen some mock-ups on YouTube about it, but it's not nothing well made. But
yeah,
I think it's the two obvious choices when it comes to Game of Thrones. The spinoffs we want to see. We want to see Jon Snow go beyond the wall
for sure.
Because if you are a Game of Thronian, you know
what time
John Wall decided to give up his shot at the crown, the rightful heir to the Iron Throne. He let his little brother take over. Well, his nephew. It's really his nephew.
Well, but hey, no spoilers.
Yeah.
Watch the show.
Shout out to my nigga Jon Snow being a Targaryen and a Stark.
Shout out to good decision making, Jon Snow. How about that?
So let's get into that. The most fucking criticized decision ever made in Game of Thrones.
Let's get into some good decision making from my man Jon Snow, bro.
Jon Snow, a man who's been looking for the credit his whole life.
His whole life.
Right? Turned
as a bastard child.
Turned into a superhero at the wall.
Oh man.
You know,
couldn't have done it in another.
Dead.
Came back, saved the day.
Went beyond the wall.
Beyond the wall.
Fuck the wildling.
Come on.
Fell in love with a wildling.
Fell in love with a wildling. Gained loyalty to the wildlings after her. Okay.
Best friend, the smartest nigga in the 70s.
Come on, man. Shout out to Uncle Ben too, man, for coming through and blessing Jon Snow with some gems.
Shout out Sam Kelly too.
Dead. Man, shout out Hodor. You understand? We could get deep.
For sure.
You understand?
Shout out to everybody getting hype hearing all these shout outs too.
You gotta know these are all well connected shout outs.
Game of Thonians.
Right. But Snow, he deserves it, man.
Yeah, he does.
If there's anybody who does deserve a show,
and who's capable of carrying the franchise on, you know, Arya and Jon, two characters in the show, I believe could definitely carry.
Would you
carry the franchise?
Would you really been like if you Jon Snow mans, right? And he call you like, yo, I just found out.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'd have been tearing my auntie ass up. I ain't even gonna lie. I wouldn't have gave up that position if I was Jon. I ain't gonna lie. You already been tearing that ass.
Oh my God! Listen, there's no way.
Don't be surprised. I'm telling you.
I like when I say I almost stood up and applauded.
I was mad
when he came back to the door and was like I can still see him fade off. I'm good.
You know what's crazy?
The dragon went off on him.
I applauded.
She went off on him.
I applauded when Daenerys looked at this nigga like, boy, I don't give a fuck, boy. Like when she went in there to get some more sugar from this nigga.
He was like I'm cool on.
And he really loved her too.
But he loved her. Listen, it's because of how it all went down.
It's because he was raised in the North.
But Stark, you gotta know that Stark came out of him and was like, this ain't it.
It was his mama Lyanna, man.
This ain't it. Mama taught me right.
Right.
Cause Daddy Ned, he ain't have to.
Yeah, he won't play.
But Mama taught me right.
That's Uncle
First
Ned.
of all, shout out.
It's Uncle Ned, bro.
Uncle Dan, that is.
Uncle Ned.
Oh man.
Uncle Ned, B.
Oh no.
That show is good, bro.
Oh my God. That's just
when I tell you the show is so good, the show is so good.
No, it is.
See the way my nigga grabbed his hair like
shout out to the Queen, though, man. Shout out to the Queen.
That's how good it is.
Yeah, it is, man. Wow.
Shout out to Red Wedding. Shout out season 5.
Shout out to the moments that just change the show every time things happen. My man. I'm gonna drop the real name because I don't know his name in the show, but he was his name is Pedro Pascal, but he fought the mountain. I know you know when that dude fought the mountain, and he thought he beat him.
Yeah, you talking about son from
he was a prince or something
from Dorne.
Yeah, Dorne. Shout out to Dorne because y'all actually was tough.
A prince. Yeah,
that whole island was tough.
And you know what's crazy?
Tough.
It's still out of the 3 daughters, 2 of the daughters still alive, and the mama alive still.
Ooh.
So.
Great information. Great information.
And Arya went to the east.
There we go.
So she's definitely gonna be.
Shout out to the family of Dorne. Shout out to all y'all.
She'll be around.
Craziest moment for me was when the mountain
squeezed that nigga head, or
like
what'd he do?
Popped his eyeballs out like grapes, bro.
Yeah. That was man wild.
Squeeze them shits in his face.
And he was fucked up too.
He was gone. That was it for the mountain, bro.
He was fucked up. Shout out that show, bro.
Shout out to the show.
If you like seeing niggas get their fucking head cut off,
that's the show.
Fucking stick around for 30 minutes of the first episode.
That's the show.
And I guarantee you gonna get everything you want.
this is real. This is for the open-minded. This is for the people that are intrigued.
1 minute.
Listen.
2 minutes.
Real quick. 2 minutes. The first 2 minutes of the show. If that don't grab you,
and stick I don't know what else to tell you. This is what I'm going to tell you. Stick around, because it took me 3 times to actually get through the first episode. Indeed. But it was more because I was spaced out trying to watch
just
it. Just
lock in.
But look, it's worth the watch. Stick through the first. If you can get through episode 1 of Game of Thrones,
then we're good to go.
I can guarantee you,
good to go.
We'll meet you at the finish line of season 2 of House of the Dragon.
Open arms.
And then we can talk about it.
And we can talk about it. Sit down, have a cup of whatever they drink, mead, whatever, especially the 99.
We'll have a shot of 99 and we'll rap about
Talk about it. Listen, it's been another one, bro.
A special one.
It's a really special one, bro. We love y'all. It's always the tribe community. We always here for y'all. It's your boy, Uncle Shell.
And it's your man, Fly Top.
It's the session with Shell. We out of here, baby.